College Football Preseason Top 10. We're calling it Kaiser Soze because it's all the usual suspects. Hey, I'm Bill Enright with Todd DeVries. We're from FootballNation.com talking the College Football Preseason Top 10. Todd, we'll start off with number 10 and 9, both from the same state, both from the Big Ten, Michigan and Michigan State.
Yeah, number 10, we have Michigan, Bill. And if you look at some of the other preseason top 10s, you're going to see them even higher than this on a lot of lists. Nobody's getting more hyped than Jim Harbaugh this offseason, Bill. He's staying in the headlines with his satellite camps and all this stuff. I think they're going to be a good, solid team. I don't know that they're a national title contender team quite yet. Bill, it appears to be a 2-game season for the Wolverines this year. October 29th at Michigan State and November 26th at Ohio State. They win those 2 games, they'll prove me wrong, and they will be higher than number 10. At number 9 on the list, their arch rivals from the state of Michigan, Michigan State, Sparty. They're perennial overachievers, Bill, that often are overlooked in these preseason rankings. But until they disappoint, I'm going to put these guys in my top 10. Week 2 at Notre Dame will be an early season test, but they do get Ohio State and Michigan at home.
Todd, the team that you have at number 8 lost their quarterback to the NFL draft, but you're still liking Stanford for the top 10.
Yeah, they have a very difficult front-loaded schedule, Bill. But if they can survive that first month with maybe just 1 loss, they'll be in good shape heading into Pac-12 conference play. Running back Christian McCaffrey, one of the most electric players in the country. They got an experienced offensive line coming back. And remember, McCaffrey, he broke Barry Sanders' single-season all-purpose yards record last year. Pretty impressive.
Number 7 team, the Golden Domers, Notre Dame.
Yeah, and they have a quarterback issue, Bill, but it's a good one. They have 2 solid quarterbacks to choose from in Malik Zaire and Deshaun Kaiser. The schedule's tough, as always, for the Fighting Irish. They do face 10 bowl teams from a year ago, but they should be favored to win all but maybe 1 or 2 of those, and they should finish in the top 10 this year.
Number 6 team is the first SEC team to make the list. It's the LSU Tigers.
Bill, they have 18 returning starters. That is most in the SEC. And they've also got one of our favorite running backs in the land, Lenny Fournette, the Beast. So they should be very solid. If they can get some decent quarterback play, they're going to contend for the SEC like they normally do.
And starting the top 5, the Oklahoma Sooners.
Bill, they have an attractive schedule. They have a couple tough games before they get into conference play. They got to play Houston, who's a scrappy, tough underdog type team. Mm-hmm. And then they got to play week 3. They got a home game against the Ohio State Buckeyes in what's one of the best non-conference games of the entire season. Yeah. If they win those 2, they'll be sitting pretty heading into conference play. They got 13 returning starters, including quarterback Baker Mayfield, who should be one of the contenders for the Heisman.
Now, Todd, in your top 4, all 4 of these units have made the national championship in the last 3 years. We have Florida State, Clemson, Ohio State, and Alabama. Let's hear about them.
All right, number 4, Bill, Florida State has 17 returning starters. Wow. That's the most they've had in 20 years at that school. So usually they, like we're going to talk about reloading versus rebuilding. Well, they don't have to reload this year. They're already loaded, including running back Dalvin Cook, who's one of the most electric running backs in the country. So it should be a good year for Florida State once again. Battling them in the ACC will be Clemson, Bill. They returned probably the most dynamic quarterback in the country in Deshaun Watson. You remember last year, he shredded Alabama's defense in that national title game. Yep. Came up a little bit short, but was very impressive. Running back Wayne Gallman returns. And they also get one of their best wide receivers back, Mike Williams. He missed the entire year last year with an injury, so he's back in the mix as well. At number 2, Bill, I'm putting Ohio State there, and that's going to raise a few eyebrows only because they only returned 6 returning starters. Wow. Not many, but as I said before, they know how to reload. They don't need to rebuild in Ohio State. They get the recruiting classes in each and every year. They'll replace Zeke Elliott. They'll replace all these guys. Urban Meyer's 31-1 in Big Ten conference play since he arrived in Columbus. Their season will come down to the final 2 games of the year at Michigan State and home to Michigan. And the number 1, Bill, of course, chalk, Alabama. They're the defending champs. Yeah, they lose their starting quarterback. But, Bill, 2 out of the last 3 national title runs they've had were with first-year quarterbacks. Okay. So that won't face them at all. They have a top recruiting class in the nation. For 4 straight years, they're going to be right there in the Final Four like they are every year.
Who do you think should make the College Football preseason top 10? Leave your comments below the video.